And we are live. It's absolutely roasting, so you have to excuse me. I've got the fan and all going if you can hear it in the background. I can't turn it off because this room's parboiling. Just give a minute and see who comes on. I know it's a bit later tonight than usual, so hi Hells. Yeah, I was up seeing him tonight. He is adorable. Hi Emma. Hi Jodie. Apologies if you can hear the fan going, but it is 18 degrees here tonight. He's absolutely adorable. He is gorgeous. I just wanted to eat him. He was lovely. Hi Teresa. Hi Mel. I just wait a wee minute for people to jump on. As I say, I know I'm a bit later tonight, but I was up at the hospital. And they threw me out, so they did, because you're not really supposed to be there. But as much as I loved seeing my new grandson, I was happier to see that my daughter was okay. She had a bit of a rough time. So hi Sky. The dog's barking in the background as well, so hopefully just ignore it and she'll settle down shortly. It's because I came in and ignored her. Hi Paul. Joanne. Not got as many on tonight. Maybe the good weather. Everybody's gone to bed. Thank you. Emma's here. We'll see who comes on. If there's not a big lot of numbers coming on, I'm quite happy just to sit and talk for a minute and then go to my bed, because I haven't had a proper night's sleep worrying. So we will see. Hi Anne. Hi Diane. Thank you very much, Emma. And got some beautiful pictures with him tonight, so he really is a wee darling. Hi Diane, thank you. The dog's not impressed that I'm just coming, and it's probably that Love Island rubbish. Yeah, people are probably watching that. To be fair, I probably would have been watching it too if it was me. What I do is I watch it tomorrow morning when I'm having my breakfast, so I do. Okay, what we'll do is, there's only the on, so let me see who's on. Who have I not done a card for or something for in a long time? I don't know if I've done for you recently. I'm not doing, because that defeats the whole purpose, really. Oh Emma, I haven't done you in ages. Because you're on admin, I completely, that's not nice, I completely forget about you. So I'll read for Emma. Yeah, I haven't read for Emma in a long time, actually. We'll do these nice ones. I've got new shelves up, so I've been rejigging some stuff around because I'm waiting for parcels to be delivered. So I've got a new, about 5 weeks for you, Teresa. I'll put you down next then. Teresa Lancet. It's just if I've read for you within, hi Joseph, if I've read for you within the last couple of weeks, it's pretty pot. Hi Kim. I would say maybe I had the private reading about 3 weeks ago. Paul, to be fair, you're probably wait to get a good reading. I could do you're fine, Joseph. To get a good reading, Paul, you're probably better waiting a wee while. I could do a reading for you, but it wouldn't be as good as what one would be if you hang on, if that makes sense to you. It's up to you. I can do. Damn. Right, I'm going to do Emma because it really is. I can't even remember what the last time I done Emma. Poor Emma does all the work on the page, and I totally forget about her readings. If I've read for you within the last couple of weeks, I'm going to ask you to hang on because to have come out straight away, Emma, for you. It's just pointless reading. I'm not reading half the deck, please. Just give me a few cards for Emma. Yeah, Paul, to be honest, I'd rather wait because that way it's more meaning to you, and I think the reading that I did give you was quite meaningful. Yours I actually do remember, to be fair. People who come on here, you know, will say to me, fantastic reading and this and that happened, but I genuinely, once I have read you, I do not remember what the reading is. So if you say to me about it and I seem very vague, it's because I genuinely don't remember once I've done the reading. Once the reading's done, it completely leaves me, and anything that I've written down is ripped up and put in the bin. I don't keep it. It's not my information to keep. So as soon as I've finished with the readings, okay, Emma, we've got 4 out for you. Yeah, it's yeah, you have the truth one coming next. It really is better for yourself if you can wait a few more weeks, because anything that I've told you is likely to come through again within a certain time period. It just means you've sort of let it settle enough for maybe somebody new to come through, or for different information to come through, because you're different in a different season of your life, if that makes sense to you. I was up seeing them tonight. Maureen Morgan is exhausted, but she's doing very, very well. Baby is doing fantastic, so he is absolutely fantastic. She had a bit of a rough ride. She ended up with an emergency cesarean, but she's doing well. Right, Emma, I'm going to cut this fan for 2 seconds just while I do your reading. I feel like I'm cheating a bit on this, Emma, because I obviously know what's kind of going on around you at the minute. But what I'm being shown is, and I totally know who these people are, so what I'm being shown is you have a magical blessing of 3 ladies round you at the minute that have been placed into your life. And these 3 ladies are going to be a magical blessing in your life. So they are. They're going to assist you through the next stage. So they are, and I feel like your life now has found a bit of a purpose. It will pick up in purpose as well, is what I want to say. The word purpose keeps being thrown at me, so it's as if you suddenly have found yourself with like a new reason to get up and about, if that makes sense. I know you haven't been well, but you get that indefinitely. I know you haven't been well, but in general, it's like you've got a bit of a kind of a pep back in your step again. And I'm also, the precious time card has come out. And I feel that this precious time card is, you know, you need to spend precious time with Paul. And the time that you have together, you have to make it all about you and him. You've got the kids who, I love them all dearly because I talk to them in a way, you know, they talk to me. But like they can be a handful on their own, and I don't mean that disrespectful. They come with all their own, as do all kids, they come with all their own bits and pieces. So what this card, the precious time card, is telling me, you know, you and Paul have to have that precious time together. And I feel like that has been kind of starting to happen for you. Yeah, it's showing me that they are, you know, everything's busy and they are a bit of a handful. And I feel like that time when you and Paul are on your own, you need to kind of, the two of you, relax and just enjoy being in each other's company, because I do feel like you and Paul, it's give me the Wish Wisely card, but the way I'm seeing the Wish Wisely card is about dreams, and it's showing me, you know, you're gazing there and you really have found your soulmate and Paul. And I'm not just saying that to put words out there, but I do believe that, yes, I had Paul all week to myself. Totally, that's fantastic. Because it's shown me that Paul is your soulmate, and that it's not just throwing that word out there lightly. Paul, you know, Paul is your other half. It takes Paul to complete you and you to complete Paul. And together I feel like you're a very strong team. When the two of you work together, you're unbeatable, you're unstoppable. And there's a lot to come for you in the future. I do believe that he's your best friend. Yeah, totally, I get that. You know, I get that you know, you can laugh and joke and be serious when you have to be serious, but there's still that playfulness, and you know, the fun's still there, even though you've got kids that are not babies anymore. You know, you still have that magic still in your marriage. So you have, but I do see a lot of work coming in for yourself, as in sitting down, like work things starting to take off a bit more that way for you, because I see like you bookkeeping and like keeping diaries and things like that there. So I do feel like that is coming in for you as well. I want to bring a lady in, Emma, so I do. If the cards, I'll just set the cards to the side a minute because this lady's coming in quite strong. She doesn't want me to she doesn't want me to call her a lady, so I feel like I'm not saying she's common, but she wouldn't have seen herself as like upper class, if you know what I mean. She totally would have been a down to earth woman, so she would. I'm saying lady and she keeps saying woman, not lady, but I'm just being polite when I say lady. I feel like she's totally down to earth. And she's just put this thought into my head, and I don't know what this means, so hopefully you will know what it means. What she's saying to me, what she's saying to me, Emma, is don't suffer fools gladly. Now that's an old saying, so don't suffer. Does anybody know the exact meaning of that? Because I don't want to be saying it and then be wrong. Don't suffer fools gladly. I can't Google it because I'm on my phone. But that's the words that she's given me. And I feel like she would have been like this as well. She wouldn't have suffered fools gladly. She's given me those words, don't suffer fools gladly. She's given me a situation. I think I know what she means. Okay, and she's given me a situation. She's shown me a door, and the door's closed. I know you live in a very active house. Has one of your kitchen doors or one of your doors like slammed closed today? I feel like this has happened today. She's shown me like a door has been closed. I don't know whether you've heard it or seen it. The toilet door, okay. Yeah, she slammed the door. She's just shown me that she's slammed the door closed. But I feel like that's got symbolic meaning as well, Emma. She's not just showing me that she slammed the door shut to show me it was her. She's telling you that you need to slam the door. And again, I don't know what she's talking about when she says that, but I'll assume that you do. She's saying that you need to slam that door. She's wanting to give me tea and biscuits as well. I don't know if that's something she did when you came round to visit, or if she came to visit you. But she wants to give me. She wants to. I don't take tea, but she wants to give me tea and biscuits. In fact, she wants to give me, and I don't like them either. Do you know the bourbon biscuits? They're brown with like a brown centre inside. I think that's what they're called, bourbon. I like the custard creams, but she's trying to give me, yeah, she's trying to give me, like, you know the way you would have had like custard creams and bourbon. She's trying to give me those, so I don't know whether that means something, or whether you recognise around bourbon biscuits. Yeah, she's trying to give me tea and biscuits as well, so she is. I feel like that's something she would have done. Hi Nicky. I feel like that's something she would have done quite often. Would have made like tea and biscuits. She tells me she's around the house a lot, and as I say, I feel like I'm cheating a bit because I do know that your house is very, very active. So I don't want to start saying that she's here and there, because I know there's different spirits in your house, but she is around the house quite a lot, so she is. And she wants to let you know that some of those noises and things that are coming through are her. It's not all just different people coming from the house, if you know what I mean. Hi Melissa. I'm asking her if she's got a message in particular for you. She says to tell you that she's very happy with the choices you have made with your friends. She feels that you have finally can't even speak. She's saying that you finally fit it in, and you feel like you feel like you fit it in. It's not just like it's just not like making friends. It's like you've made family, she's saying, and she wants you to know she's pleased about that. And she's letting you know that that will be a lifelong thing. That just won't be for now. That will be a lifelong connection. But her main message is she's coming through again with this, don't, I know what she means because I couldn't find my place. No, she's totally showing me that you're in your place now. You found like your place in, you found your direction again is what she wants to say. You found purpose, what you want to do with your life. And that is something that you're going to continue now that you've found where you belong. She's going back again to that don't suffer fools gladly. I want you to Google that because I'm not 100% sure. I could guess at what it means, but I don't want to say exactly what it means and then be wrong. So maybe Google what that means and then you'll know exactly what she's saying. But if it's all right with you, I'll leave her love with you, Emma, because she's starting back again. Yeah, you look after her, that's fine. She's starting back again, but that's our parting message to you is don't suffer fools gladly, and slam that door if you have to. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Teresa? Is Teresa still here? Teresa, I think it's Lancet, if I wrote it down right. Yeah, okay, Teresa, I'm gonna read for you. You've got what it means, okay. As long as you know what it means, because I don't want to give you a meaning to it and it not be the right one. Because what I would maybe say what it means maybe isn't exactly what it means, so I wouldn't even, unless I know what it means, I'll not tell you, because I'm not 100% on that. I promise you the top I have on is white. It looks absolutely grey on that picture. But oh, I'm not reading all those now, so behave yourself and give me a few out. Might have to change cards for you, Teresa. These ones aren't playing. Just the lighting. I don't know what it is. It looks on camera as if it's pure, don't even grey, but it's only brand new, so it's like pure white. I haven't really got a list, Melissa, so I haven't, to be honest, I'm just, I wasn't sure what I was going to do tonight, so I haven't really got a list of anybody's names. I'm just kind of going with the flow tonight. Teresa, I'm going to have to change cards with you, because those aren't working. You have a list from the other night. Okay. We'll see how it goes, or when I get fed up reading or whatever. Don't worry about it, Teresa. It's just sometimes the message and the other cards isn't right for you, so it just means that I have to change decks sometimes. It's not necessarily a bad thing or anything. It just means that you have a different message than the oracle cards. So we have Teresa, these cards aren't wanting to read for you, pet. Have I read for you recently, Teresa? Did I read for you recently? I read for Teresa recently? Because there's nothing coming out here. No, about 5 weeks or more. Right, okay. Yeah. Might have to change cards again. It's not like it's not like no cards to come out at all. I'll try these ones. Going round the doors tonight with you, Teresa. Sorry about this, pet, but none of the other cards won't do it. These are more light-hearted ones. So maybe that's what you need. Something a bit more light-hearted. I apologise if you can hear my dogs whining in the background, but they think they're hard done by because I've put them to bed early. They think because it's still light that they shouldn't be put to bed. Yeah, if you can leave a review, I know sometimes if you've left one before in a short space of time, it won't let you leave a review again, but the more reviews we are getting noticed, and it's fantastic. We're getting new viewers and new people coming on, which the dogs are a bloody nightmare. I wonder at times why I actually bothered getting them, because they do me blinking head in, so they do. Okay, we finally got some for you, Teresa. I'll just see if they'll give me one more, because I like to usually try and work off 3 if possible. Yeah, I'd be lost without Emma. Emma is doing fantastic. I have been missing in action for the past couple of days, and Emma's been holding it all together on her own, and she's been sick as well, so Emma has been an absolute trooper. If it wasn't for Emma, I don't know what I would have done, to be honest, because she's been holding everything together. So she has. Right, Teresa. These ones are a bit more light-hearted, so I think this is maybe why. Yeah, I'd be lost without Emma, and that's the honest truth. Emma is my right hand. I would be totally lost without her. She's done everything this last 2 or 3 days. She has been ill as well. She's been really ill. Right, what I'm being shown here, Teresa, at the minute is you've kind of hit like a bump in the road. Not necessarily as if it's not a bad, I don't want to say it's a bad bump in the road, but you've come to like a bit in the road, and there's 2 signs, one's going this way and one's going that way, and you're not actually sure what way is the best way to go. But what I'm being shown here, it's actually a witch on a motorbike, and you know, she's having fun times. It's not like there's anything bad going on around, but you feel as if there's still like a bit of a question mark. Should I do this or should I do that? And what I'm being told is that neither is wrong, Teresa. Does that make sense to you, Teresa, before I go any further with that? Is Teresa still with us? Yes, you don't know where to go. What they're telling me, Teresa, is that there's not a right or wrong way. Whatever way you choose, there's not going to be a wrong way and a right way. And I do feel that you feel like you're being torn between a young male and an older female. Does that make sense? Okay, Sharon, thank you. Thanks for coming on. I'm being shown a younger male and then like an older female. Can you just kind of hold comments a wee minute so I can see if Teresa's commenting or not? Yeah, yes, the male. I can kind of see, and what I'm kind of seeing is that the younger male is like looking to you for direction, because he looks up at you and he's looking at you for direction. And I feel like a bit like you feel like you're juggling so many things around at the minute, and what he's asking of you just, it's like a bit overwhelming, as if you don't know whether you can cope with any more. But this older female is standing to the side to kind of help you. I feel like this older female has passed over, actually. So I want to... I'm still working with the cards, but I've kind of got spirit as well. So if you can take this as what I'm saying, is the younger male... I understand, yeah. The younger male is here. And he does look up to you, and I feel like he does respect you, but you've got your hands full doing what you're doing, and it's like he's trying's not the right word, because he has great respect and he does love you, but he's kind of putting upon you a wee bit, and you just feel as if your cup's full up, you can't really balance anymore. And this female figure who's crossed over is kind of coming in to reassure you, that she has your back and that she's going to be there for you, and that things are going to be okay. You can do this, and you will be there for this younger male, so you will. I'm also being shown as well that and I know money is tight, like I know money is tight for everybody, but what this older lady is telling you is, you'll always find a way to do it, and I feel like that's always been how you've been. Even, when times have been hard, you've always found a way to get the money to do whatever you've needed to do. You've very much looked after your family and got what they needed for them, and this older lady is saying that, she's proud of the way that you have looked after your family and always put them first. Yeah, she's saying that you've always put them first, and what she's kind of wanting me to do is go back to where the crossroads is, and where this girl's sitting on like a motorbike with a sidecar here. She's wanting to say is like, it's time to use some of that money on yourself. It's time to kind of let loose on yourself a little bit. You need to start doing things for you. As much as, yes, it's fantastic that you help everybody and you're there for everybody, and you are really a lady, I believe, who people look up to and go to with their problems, and you know, you take it on board and you help out and do everything you can. But she's telling you now is the time where you really have to start and have a bit of fun back in your life again. She says it's kind of been lacking a bit in that area. She's shown me also two doves coming in, which is the sign obviously for peace. And I think what she's trying to tell me there is that, again, going back to the crossroads, there'll be a peaceful resolution to that. You know, stop worrying about it. It will work out, and it'll work out in a way that it doesn't really matter either way. You know, you're making a big thing of, will I do this or will I do that? But she's saying it doesn't really matter either way. You know, it'll leave it and it'll work out for the best, and it'll work out how it's meant to. She's saying believe in the magic, because she's got magic going round her hand. She's saying, you know, believe in the magic, because it is going to work out for you. Everything's going to be okay. I don't know if you've got a cat around you, but she's shown me an awful lot of cats. I see an awful lot of cats. I don't like cats, so it's not something that I have around me, but I see a cat, or did she have a cat, or you'll do more for yourself. Who does the cat belong to, Teresa? No, no, what? No, oh, they did. I don't understand that, but what I'm being shown is literally, I don't understand what that message meant, but what they're showing me is loads of cats. And I'm not a cat person, but like there's cats everywhere. I'm counting. Passed away. They did call. Yeah, there's cats everywhere. Literally everywhere. I've got like a grey one and a black one, and then there's like a tabby coloured one, and yeah, there's loads of them. She's bringing this in, just this memory into you. I'm asking her if she has any part of message or anything that she wants to say to you. I feel like these are her words, because this isn't normally how I would give a message, but she's there are two cats living in my shed. They might have kittens. God help you well, because I'm seeing cats everywhere. There is literally going to be cats everywhere. Yeah, cats everywhere. There's going to be cats everywhere. You're going to be feeding cats for days. But what she's saying to you is, and I wouldn't really normally say this, but she's, so I'm taking that they're her words, and she's saying, my love, please remember that time is short, is what she's saying. She's saying, love, please remember that time is short. We're only here for a blink of an eye. And she wants you to go back out and enjoy. She says you need to go back out and enjoy your life again. feel like you've been putting it on hold, and she's wanting you to not do that anymore. She's wanting you to go back out and enjoy your life again. And she's showing me these blinking cats, so I do feel like these cats are going to be run. If it's the cats in the sheds that are having the kittens, then you're going to be having cats for days, because I can see them round you everywhere. And with that, Teresa, I'll leave her love with you. Yeah, I'll leave her love with you, so I will. She's a lovely lady. If that was me, I'd get rid of those cats, but if you like them, that's up to you. But there's going to be millions of them. You're very welcome, Teresa. You're going to be overrun with cats. So you are. Emma, was there anybody else who came in there that you love cats? As long as you love them. I'm not a cat person, but as long as you love them, I feel that you're going to have a lot of them around you very soon. And I do feel that there's going to be a black and a grey and a tabby one in particular that'll come around your door. The tabby one's nearly like the markings of a... Thanks. The tabby one's nearly like the markings of a tiger. I can see it in my mind's eye. I don't know whether that's one of the ones that live in the shed, but she's shown me this one in particular, so I feel like if it's not one that's in the shed, it's one that's going to come round your door. But there is a black and a grey and this tabby one. Oh, she's gone. Yeah, she's gone. I think she said good night. I'm nearly sure. I've got two and I don't like them. I hate them. Absolutely hate them. Morgan's petrified of them, so she would never let us have them anyway in the house. But no, I've got two dogs. I've got two dogs, a goat and a sheep. Do you not think that's enough? Without adding cats into the mix as well. Was Sarah on the list? I haven't got a list, Emma, so I really don't know who. I didn't keep a list from the last time. If there's somebody new on and hasn't had a reading, can you just... I want to see your goat. No, you really don't. It's stinking. Hate it. If there's anybody new on, shout out, please. If we've got somebody new on, can you shout out so that I know that I've got somebody new on that hasn't had a reading? I'm not following the messages very well. Let's say Emma usually follows the messages, so I usually just look out for whoever it is I'm reading for. Linda Hitch Hammond is new. Okay, Linda. Yeah, get you to bed, Sky. It's probably late because I didn't come from the hospital till late. Yeah, get you to bed. Yeah, Linda, I'll do you now, honey. It's me, I'm slightly new. When was the last time I read for you, Melissa? If it's been recently, I won't... As I said, there's no point in reading for somebody who's had a reading recently, because the message months ago, the message is not going to change if it's just been like weeks, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm going to read for you now, Linda. So, does anybody else think it's really, really warm tonight? I know whenever I was coming down in the car from the hospital, it said it was 18 degrees, but it really does feel it in the house tonight. It's so warm. So it is. The hospital was really warm as well. It's, have you seen Jonah? Yep, I was up tonight seeing Jonah. I could eat him. He's absolutely gorgeous. I got snuggling him and kissing him, and yeah. I got to see him. It was good, though. It was good to see, as much as I loved to see Jonah, I was more pleased to see my daughter, because I had been really, really worried about her. It's not nice to know that your children's going through things and you can't be there for them. Especially whenever it's something as serious as having to go to theatre, and things just weren't easy. But everything worked out for the best, and they're both okay and doing well. And she's looking to come home tomorrow, which I think she should wait another day, but she's a bit pig-headed like her mummy, so if she wants to come home tomorrow, she'll come home tomorrow. There'll not be much that'll stop her. Apologies for anybody who was expecting to see a photograph of him, but under strict rules, I have been forbidden to put any photographs of him on the internet, so I have to kind of respect her wishes on that. She doesn't want him on Facebook, so I can't make her do that. That's her decision. She's his mummy, so. Right, Linda, I've got some cards for you here, honey. I have a feeling you've got a decision here, Linda. And you're sitting with this decision at the minute, wondering, excuse me, whether to move forward with it. He's here safe and she's okay, we respect that. It's her decision, Melissa. If it was me, I probably would have sneaked one up, but she would never speak to me again, so it's not worth that. Thank you, Lorraine. Lorraine's new, so if you put her down for a reading as well, because I haven't read for Lorraine. Yeah, you just have to totally respect her wishes on that. Right, Linda, back to you, honey. This decision I feel that you're sitting on, it's telling me that you have wondered, should you do it now or should you wait for a wee while? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure yet. They're not showing me what the decision is, but what they are telling me, Linda, is that you need to wait until the winter months. Now's not the right time. They're wanting me. You're welcome, Lorraine. We always try to read for the new ones on the page, so it's only fair that when somebody new comes on that we try to give them a reading. And thankfully I have got really good people on the page who respect that, and they sit back and they let the new ones have their readings, and then I'll come back to the faithful ones one by one and sort them out. Maureen, you're jumping out at me tonight again, so I have a feeling I might have a message for you before the evening's over. I don't know why, but your picture just keeps hitting me in the face there. Buying a house. They're telling me in the next 6 months, Linda. So what they're telling me is it's not going to happen right now. Right now is not the time, but in the next 6 months, it will be. So I have a feeling coming into what are we in now? June, July, August, September, October, November. Around November, December time, I feel it's going to be the right time for that to happen. I feel there's a lot of things have to come together at the minute in order for that to happen. I think, finances and there's paperwork has to come together, and I also think the situation of this house, and I mean, whenever I say situation, I mean like placement, is important. It has to be in the exact right place before you'll make that decision, because I feel like it, I feel like it's it has to be, you want to be around friends and family, but at the same time have your own space, if that makes sense. Both took over a year ago. Are they near? I haven't got spirit at the minute, but that's not to say I won't have. If you let me just continue with this here a wee minute or two, and then I'll see. If you feed me with who's crossed over, it's more than likely that they won't. But I'll see what happens. What they're telling me is that the family that you have left here, you want to sort of be close to them. So the city, where this house is situated, is going to play a big factor in the decision of when you're actually going to move. And I say I'm being shown November, December time. So they're saying if there's something sort of catching your eye at the minute, to hold off. It's not the right thing for you. The other thing that I'm being shown is the music card, and the song that's coming through for me there is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I don't know if that means anything in particular to you, Linda, but they're wanting me to reference the stars in the song Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but in particular the star bit of it, if that makes sense to you, Linda. Excuse me, my throat is dry. Oh, you've got a new grandbaby. You sing to him all the time. Well, I'm hearing this Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Hi, Bernie. What I'm being told, you're asking, is your mum and dad near? What I'm being told is that the spirits are around you whenever you're holding this baby and singing twinkle. It has to be Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, because that's what I'm hearing. And I have a feeling that you look at the stars and you kind of picture your mum and dad as, the stars as a way of, whenever anybody close to us, whenever my kids were younger, we used to tell them that whenever somebody passed away, that they were the brightest star, and look for the brightest star in the sky, and that would be whoever you were looking for. And I think that's nearly something, even though it's childlike, it's nearly something that you need to do yourself. You need to comfort yourself and to ease that heartache that's in your, I feel the deep heartache that you have. To ease that, I think you nearly need to revert back to that childishness of look for the brightest star in the sky, because they'll be shining on you. They've gone in body, but they've not gone in soul. We maybe just cannot see them, but they see us. This isn't, by the way, I'm not linked to spirit when I'm talking to you about this. This is coming from me. They might be gone in the body, but they're not gone in the soul. Their spirits are around you. You just can't see them. And just because you can't see them, that fills you, I know, with the longing and the wanting that you feel. I feel like music is a big thing as well. I don't know whether that is your way of like healing yourself, but there's a lot of music coming in as well. And does this make sense to you, Linda? Because I'm not seeing any comments. Have we froze again? This Facebook is an awful nightmare for freezing. I see you saying yes, Linda, but I haven't a clue what you're saying yes to, honey, because I've seen 2 yeses there and I don't know what you're saying yes to. There's 3 yeses. Hi, Jack. As long as you can take that message, Linda. There's definitely not any spirit there's no point in me bullshitting you. You've said your mum and dad's crossed over, and I could bullshit you and tell you you've got them, but as the people on this page know, I don't do that. There's no point. It doesn't do me any good, and it doesn't do you any good. Yeah, music is a very important way for you to heal yourself. I'm being told for you to, put the music on, dance around the kitchen again, try and lift the vibe of yourself, get the music on full blast, and just cheer, get yourself into that way again, because you're kind of caught in that rut, and I totally understand, because you've lost two parents within such a short time, and the devastation that causes to anybody is losing one's enough, but the devastation to lose two is unbearable. But I do feel like you will get yourself back again, and I think music's going to help play a big bit in that. And you've got this beautiful grandbaby who, you need to be there for, and you need to show now the love to him that your parents showed to you, and be to him what they were to you, and pass on the knowledge and the memories and things like that. It's your turn now to take the reins of that and pass it on. But as I say, there's no point in me feeding you a pile of stuff that isn't true. There definitely is no spirit here with me at the moment. That's not to say that they won't come through, Linda. It just is that they're not here tonight. I think the message very much for you is with the house decision. I think you need to wait on that for 6 months, I want to say. And the perfect house and the perfect setting will come up for you. And everything will be lined up in a row like ducks, so it will, and it'll all go perfectly. But I feel like there's a bit of work has to be done in the background first before that can all take place. You have to get all your paperwork and all your stuff all lined up ready. And when this house comes along, everything will just be smooth and it'll all fall into place. And with that, I'll leave that with you, Linda. And hopefully the next night I read for you, we maybe will be able to bring spirit through that, because that would be... Oh, thank you so much, Amanda. Yeah, I was up seeing him tonight. He's absolutely gorgeous. He's just one of those wee babies that you want to eat and nibble his toes and his fingers and get his wee feet out and everything. I was getting told off. Lorraine, are you still with me, Lorraine? Because I'm going to do you next. If Lorraine is still with me. I feel I want to go to the other cards for Lorraine, so... Lorraine, yeah, is... She was in labour for nearly 3 days. So she was... Yeah, she was in labour for nearly 3 days. And it ended up in an emergency cesarean section. I'm not going to go into all the details of it because it was rough for her. But yeah, she's doing okay now and baby's okay. So that's what I say. Emma's literally been holding the fort down for me because I have been a nervous wreck. My team that I have on here, that works on here for me, they're fantastic. They've been listening to me cry and complain, and they've all been fantastic. I've been able to phone them at all hours, night and day, and they've been there. I found out at, I don't know, early hours this morning, I found out that he was born, and I was talking to they all answered their phones to me straight away. They're fantastic. I really have a brilliant team around me. I can't thank them enough. Okay, Lorraine. Yeah, she's done it. It just means if she goes to have any more children, it'd definitely be straight to section. She won't ever have a natural birth. She's too tiny, bless her. I feel like many cards came out there for Lorraine. Oh, that's okay. I've got 3 cards here for Lorraine. Okay, if Lorraine's there, can you just put in a hello, Lorraine, so that I can see that you're still there, pet? And if everybody else can hold off with their commenting so that I can see Lorraine's messages. Don't know for why, Lorraine, but I feel like you've gone through like a really dark patch. I feel I don't. Oh yeah, no, I seen you replied earlier on, but I just was making sure whenever I started to read here that you were still with me. What I'm being shown here, Lorraine, is, and I haven't been speaking to you in ages, so I don't know what's going on, but I feel like you've gone through like a dark patch, and I feel like truths had been buried. I don't know where I want to go with that, but it feels like truths had been buried. And someone has been someone in truths have been buried, and someone in that the burying of those truths, someone has fell off the pedestal that I feel that you had them on. And I'm talking recently about this. I'm not talking about any time that I have known you. This has happened in the space of the time that I haven't been in contact with you. So I have no idea who this is. I'm just hoping that you can take who it is. I very much feel like the truths had been buried, and for a long time you rolled along believing the truths of this person, and they've totally fallen off the pedestal that you had them on. And I believe that had you in quite a dark patch for a little while. But I feel this is more recently, within 6 to 8 months kind of thing, I want to say. Does that make sense to you, Lorraine? Really have to get not sure about buried truths, but yes, absolutely thought someone was very different. Yes, to the times span. Yeah, okay. I do feel that with this person, Lorraine, there is going to be truths come out that have been buried. There's something that has been done around, that this person has done or possibly said, and I do feel that truth is going to come out. And I feel like if it hasn't already started to come out, it will come out. There's truths that have been buried about that, and I feel like yeah, I'm being shown the last 6 to 8 months, I want to say. But what I do want to say with that there as well is it's nearly like a light bulb has come on. It's like a light bulb moment that when reflecting on it and when thinking on it, you've actually gone, actually, it's better that happened, because now my life's I want to say in a better place. I want to say that you're in a better place now. I feel like this person was weighing you down. That their energy was not of a, like when I'm doing this here, I do it as it needs to. I'm not going to be the one that speaks it though. That's completely up to you, Lorraine. As I say, I don't know who you're talking about, so I'm not into bothering in people's business. That's I'm totally not into that. So it's not something that I would be bringing out either. Yeah, I feel like you give this person so much time, and you respected them, and say you had them on this pedestal, and they've completely like fallen off it. And truths, I still feel that there is truths that will come out of this. I don't feel like this is finished. I feel like there's more to come with this. There's more things that will come out of this, that will show you even more what kind of a person that they were, if that makes sense. But as I was saying there, I feel in the middle of it all, you kind of had like a light bulb moment where you've realised that actually that person is better out of your life, because your life now feels a bit like I was saying before. I can't even, that's what I tell you, I don't even remember who I read for, but I feel like you've got a bit more like pep in your step kind of thing. You feel a bit more uplifted than you did before. And I feel very much like that's because that person's energy is not in your space anymore. If you remember when we were shocked by someone before, will it hammed again? Okay. I have literally no idea, Lorraine, what you're talking about, Pet, but I'll take your word. I'll take your word for it. I've literally no idea. I say whenever I came off that, I shut myself down for a good while, and then found myself a good mentor, who I worked fantastically with there for a long time. And she gave me the, not the same person, she gave me the energy to, my new mentor gave me the energy to use the gifts that I knew I had, but I just didn't feel in the right frame of mind to use them. From I started working with Sandy, things have been fantastic for me. But I feel like, yeah, I feel like you've been totally let down by somebody who you, I'm lost for, because I can't even think who it would be, and I'm not gonna, I say, go into that because it's not my business. But they've totally, you're better without that. I'm so very pleased. Thank you. You're better without that negative energy in your space. Your space, you to me, I held you and still do hold you in very high regard, because I do believe that you are a true light worker. You don't use it, and you haven't used it, I don't think, in a long time, but I do believe that it's in you to be a light worker and a healer, and that's the kind of energy that you give off to everybody else. And you find it hard when people do knock you down, because you're so trusting of everybody else. And I feel like, you're giving out your light and your healing constantly to everybody else, and they're taking that, and it's sapping, draining your energy, because you're not getting, you're not always getting the positive energy back again. You were getting like negative, and I want to say dark. I don't know what this person was doing, but I want to say they were working with like dark I nearly want to say dark magic. There's something... I'm not going into that because that doesn't look good to me. There's whoever this person is, Lorraine, has been working with something dark and they're better out of your space. I really do feel that they're better out of your space. Yeah, it doesn't feel good to me at all. It feels like something that I really don't want to touch, kind of thing, because I do work as a light worker and I don't delve into anything like that at all. And I do believe whoever this person is has been doing things that they shouldn't be getting involved in. But what I want to leave you with a positive note, because I don't like leaving things like that on a negative, but the cards that came out there were really quite dark, so I want to leave it on a positive, and I say that light bulb moment of, you know, things are much better, and I do believe you are in such a better headspace, you know, and the days are brighter for you, I do believe as well. And I do believe, you know, that the people that you've got around you now, I think you've shortened that number of people that you've got around you now. And I do believe that that shortened number is better for you. So it is. And with that, I want to leave my love with you. Because I do feel like you've had a really rough 68 months. I'm getting that, say that time frame of 68 months, and I think you've really had that hard. Can we give Lorraine some love, because I feel like she's really had it quite tough there, so she has. And as I say all the time on this page is here for, we are here for love. It was set up with the intention that anybody could contact us at any time, no matter what I wouldn't be surprised, but thank you, Audrey, yes, 2 number, and they are the true friends. That's fantastic. You stick to who you know are true friends, and really believe that this wee group that I have on here now are like family. Some of them are family. So I know totally that the ones on here will listen night or day. If you message the page or message me directly, or the people on here will be with you in 2 seconds. They really are fantastic. And I know, because the ones that I can see on at the minute, they really are a fantastic bunch of people. And they would drop anything at a minute's notice to speak to you, and thank you. Yeah, I really do. It has, numbers on the page have risen, but I have a grip. It comes on and follows me constantly whenever I come on to do the lives, and I couldn't ask for a better bunch of people. I really couldn't. Hi Tracy. Did you get that wee photo I sent you, darling? Yeah, such a great bunch of people. I love the people that are on here. They've been, I'm new. If I could get a reading sometime, that would be good. Check, can I? Yep, check. Check is new on. Tracy's new on. Tracy hasn't been on before. Did I see Mandy on as well? Mandy, hit a thumbs up there. I think I've seen Mandy on. If Mandy's still on. While I was ill, I had people from lives messaging to see if I was okay, and I'm so grateful. That's what I mean. People have been fantastic. Yeah, she's on. Okay. Hi, Mandy. people are fantastic. Over the last couple of days, I haven't always been able to reply to people, but I really appreciate the fact that everybody was messaging and whatever, and I replied as much as I could. But the people in the team are just fantastic. I can't sort of big them up enough. Are you going to bed, Nikki? I will see you and talk to you in the morning, honey. Sleep well, and lots of love as usual to you. Right, okay. Jake is next, I think. I'm going to try and go to a bit lighter cards, because those cards for Lorraine felt a bit dark there. Night. I'm saying night again. Night, Nikki. That's what I genuinely do have a lot of family that follow this. So Nikki is my sister. So whenever she's messaging there, I'm taking the time to make sure that I say good night to her. Going to go to a bit lighter cards, hopefully, Jake. They'll work for you, because they weren't working for Lorraine. So I feel I wanted to go a bit lighter after being with the dark cards there. So we'll try not to wake Nikki at silly o'clock in the morning. You never seen people rushing to answer their phones as quickly as what they were doing yesterday. And every time that they answered them, and they were expecting me to say that the baby was here, and I was going, nope, no change. They were breaking their necks. Poor Sandra. Sandra, I don't think's on tonight. I haven't seen her. Sandra, the creator, every time the phone rang, she was falling over people to try and answer it. I got her in bed this morning. Again, no, she's not on tonight. I don't think I've seen her. I don't know if this is one of the nights that she plays pool, or I don't know. I haven't seen her tonight. For those who are new on and haven't seen the way that I do the cards, I don't pick the cards pick you. So if you're wondering why it takes me so long to get you cards out, it's because I don't pick them. That's why I sit and talk to you until the cards finally decide. And sometimes I do have to change the deck like I did before, because the cards just don't have anything to tell you from a particular deck. But Jake, you have cards out here. I'm just going to try and get another one. I like to try and get through at least. No, I'm not doing that. It just dropped a full load at me. I'm not reading. The stargazing card has come out quite a lot tonight. It's nearly like there's a theme going on here tonight. Check. No, it's nearly like the sparkle has gone out a bit. Jake, so it has. I feel like the sparkle has gone out of Jake. Is he on? Can't see him. Okay. These are all like, because it's fairy cards, obviously, I'm using. Yeah, Jake, I feel like you've lost your sparkle. And when I say lost your sparkle, you've kind of lost your way a wee bit. You've been finding it hard to sort of find a bit of balance in your life, I believe. Does that make sense, Jake? Is Jake still on? Can you answer me? Yeah, been stressful lately. This song just randomly came into my head, Jake, so it might be for you and it might be for somebody else. But the song that anything you can do, I can do better, literally just came into my head there as I was waiting for you to reply. And I feel like that's what that's wanting me to tell you. You know, that you feel like nothing that you do is good enough. Does that make sense? Oh, my foot's falling asleep. Just keep going on in my head. Anything you can do, I can do better. But I feel it's more that you feel that anything that you've done lately doesn't seem to be good enough for people. Yeah. I feel it's for one person in particular as well. I feel like one person in particular has been giving you a bit of a hard run, if that makes sense. You have to try and type in quickly for me, Jack, because if you go quiet on me, then the connection goes, and I'm not sure on specifically one. This is showing me one person in particular, and it's a lady, or a female, Jack. I feel like this female is making you feel like whatever you're doing is not good enough for. Does that make sense? What I'm being shown is that you need to find a balance. You can't please everybody in what you do. There's always going to be somebody who's not going to be happy with what you're doing in life and how you live your life. There's always going to be people who will give you hate and give you doubt, and I feel like you take that on board very much to yourself. You know, you're one of these people who internalizes everything. It's been hard to keep a balance, yeah. I feel like you internalize everything. You know, if something's said to you, you take it on board and you'll go away and you'll think about it. And sometimes you're quite too hard on yourself. You know, so you've got to stop comparing yourself to other people. You've got to stop comparing yourself to their life. You've got to stop comparing yourself to other people's lives, because you're never gonna get on that way. And I feel, you know, that the stargazing card came out, and I don't think that literally means like looking at the stars. I feel like that means like you're a bit of a thinker within yourself. As I said, you do hold things in, and you think really hard about the thing. You know, you think really hard about it, and don't always necessarily move. Yeah, you don't necessarily always move on, though, is the problem. I'm being told. You know, you see the problem, you internalize it, you think about it, but you don't necessarily always follow through with the solution for it. You know, I think that's where you need to find the balance. You need to find that safe spot in between where you feel comfortable of moving forward with your life. But I am being again shown a female, so there is they only do this if if sorry, I can't speak there. They only tell me, yeah, I'd say that they only tell me this if I'm definitely right on what I'm doing, because they'll make me write it down and they'll make me go over it and over it and over it. Like anybody who knows me, I'm scribbling away here. It doesn't make sense to anybody else because it's just scribbles. But what they'll do is, like, they have me write female and then they'll make me go over and over and over it if they're 100% sure that that's right. And what they're making me do is say this female. You've got to let I'm not saying let her go, but let her opinion go. Stop letting her opinion matter so much to you, because just because it's her opinion doesn't mean it's the right opinion, is what I want to say. As I said there before, just because other people think that things are right doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way that things should be. We all have our opinions, and everybody has their way of doing things, and everybody thinks they're right, and you could have 50 different opinions, but what they're saying is you need to stand up for your own and make your own voice heard and make your own voice matter. And actually, instead of keeping it all to yourself, actually, you agree with that? Yeah, as long as you can take that on, because I really do feel you need to, like, stand your ground and make your voice heard, and your life matters, and you've got to make people see that you're not just the person who sort of sits quietly in the corner and takes everything that's being thrown at them and everything that's being said to them. And because I feel words can hurt, and you especially take that on board. People can be very spiteful and hurtful with their words, and you definitely internalize that and keep that on you. And I feel like you've got to let that go and find that balance in order to live your proper life. The last card there come out was quite a light hearted one. It's called Fairy Spot, and it's literally like seeing is believing. I'm not saying you're going to go around the garden spotting fairies or anything like that there. That's not what I mean, though it's quite possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. But what they're having me saying there, the saying seeing is believing, but you've got to flip that the other way around and make it believing is seeing. So if you believe in yourself, you will see a way forward. I hope that makes sense to you, Jake, because I feel like that was quite an important message, and I hope I did that justice in trying to get it across to you, because there's sometimes when I'm talking I feel like I'm muddling my words up. So I hope that you were able to take all that on board, and that it made sense to you. Yeah, I get that. I have a hard time sometimes believing. You've got to believe. You've got to believe in yourself. You're such a better person than you give yourself credit for. I don't know you personally. You to say you're new on the page, but again, anytime you want to talk, the page is always open. The page is open 24 hours a day, and there's enough of us on it that some one of us will pick it up, because we're up during the night and everything, so we are. So some one of us will pick it up if you need to speak to somebody. There's somebody always around. But believe in yourself, Jake. Have a bit of self-belief, because you have you have nothing to prove to people. Your life is a life worth living, and get out there and live it, is what I want to say. And I'll leave that with you. Is Tracy still with us? Tracy, I can't remember her married name. Tracy. I can't remember your married name, darling, so if you're still on, can you say hello? Because you were next in line if you're still on. So you are. You're welcome, Jack. And as I said, the page is always open, honey. If you need to talk to somebody, I try to make sure it's me, but there's sometimes it's not just physically possible. I can't. Oh, he's your son, a complete gentleman. From what I'm getting through there, Sarah, yeah, he is. He just needs to have complete self-belief in himself. I think he's let that go a bit. While you were reading, Jack, I got to draw. What were you drawing, Emma? Can you show? What were you drawing? I was going to say, can you show us, but you can't show us. What were you drawing, Emma? Was it for somebody on here, or was it for me? Emma's saying she's taking to draw, and I'll explain that a little bit. I have my team, a team on here who do admin for me. It's going to get better, Sarah, and especially for Jake. Things are going to get better, but he needs to believe in himself. He is such a fine person, and he needs to stop listening to all the doubting Thomases around him. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. The group of people who do my admin, I'm also mentoring some of them. We sit in circle. I still sit in circle with my mentor, who's fantastic. I actually sit in circle with her every week, and then I do an open circle once every couple of weeks. But I now have a circle of my own that sits with a fantastic group who I'm helping to bring along, and they really are fantastic. We've had some fun. We've had real laughs with them. We've done wax readings, which was absolutely fantastic. If you've not done wax readings before or seen a wax reading done, that is something really special. So it is. We also done life tree drawings, took them on a bit of a journey with trees, and showed them how to draw readings with trees. E and A and question marks around them. Well, I can take all of that, Emma, so it might be for me. So I can. You've got the initials the wrong way around. My initials are AE. I'm not sure exactly who the woman is. You would need to. Is Tracy complete? Emma, can you see Tracy on, or is she gone? Because if Tracy's gone, then it's Mandy. It's up next. I can't see Tracy because she's not commented. So if Tracy's gone, yeah, send me the picture and I'll have a look at it. In fact, whenever I come off here, I'll probably give you a ring anyway. So you can show me it then. Is Tracy gone? Right, if Tracy's gone, I'll do Mandy, and then I'm going to call it a night, because I haven't had much sleep in about 2 or 3 nights. So I'm going to do Mandy's reading, and then I'm going to call it night. Yeah, because it's 11:15. So I'll do Mandy's reading, and then we will call it a night. I feel like I want to stay with the light-hearted ones, but I'll go back to the other ones that I was using. I don't really like using I call the deck that I was using for Lorraine there earlier on the Truth deck, because it can be quite brittle with the truth sometimes. Might be for Amy, for my sister who'd passed, or my great aunt who passed too, but other than that, I'm not sure. I'll get her. Audrey, do me on another night if you're tired. No, Mandy, you're okay. I'll do you tonight. I'll do you, and you'll be my last reading tonight. Emma, send Jack the picture and in case Jack can recognise anything from it. If you don't recognise it, Jack, don't worry, honey. Emma's only starting out on her journey and she's learning like the rest of us. Like, even though I'm doing this, I'm still learning. Every night I go on the circle, I learn something new. So if you can't take the drawing, Jack, yeah, if you can't take the drawing, don't worry about it. And if there is something about it that you can take, let her know, because I say we're all learning. Spirit is a journey, learning journey all the time. You're very welcome, honey. They're teaching us something. Can anybody see my spirit guide is out really, really clear tonight? He's like made himself really, really clear there, Mandy, just as I went to do your reading. And just as I'm doing Mandy's reading, Maureen, I want to say very quickly to you, why the tears again is what he's saying to me. Why more tears? Yeah, he's out really, really, you can see him here. Yeah, this is my spirit guide. He sits up in the corner, just here. Maureen, he's coming through and he's saying, why more tears? Yeah, he's really clear tonight. There's some nights you can't really see him, but he's really clear tonight. So he is. He shows himself some nights, and then other nights he won't come through. You can never see him. Oh, he's really clear here. There's his. I'm on his nose and his eyes, and his nose. His mouth is somewhere here. Yeah, he's saying, why more tears? You've got to stop this, Maureen. He's saying, you know, the tears, why is what he's saying. You know, I get that you miss him, but the tears, he says, has to stop. It's not doing you any good, sweetheart. He doesn't want that for you. You know, he wants you to be out living your life and having fun and remembering him for all the fun times that you had together. He doesn't want you to be crying. But I feel that it's just more than you missing him. I feel like you've been crying over something else as well. He's not just saying what, but yeah, he's very clear tonight, Lorraine. Sometimes you can't see him. He's saying there's something else, Maureen. It's just not you missing him, but we'll go into that another. Oh goodness, Mandy, that card just flew out there. Okay, I'll try and get one more card for you. Yeah, it's Megan Yell. Whatever it is, Maureen, you've got to let go of it. And he's saying it's more than just missing him. But the oh God. The tears really have to stop. Mandy, 2 cards came out for you, and other than throwing the deck at me, they don't want me to, let me see what we have here for you. Mandy, I want to say here now, as again, I really don't know what has gone on because I haven't been talking to you lately, but what I'm being shown here is there's been 2 people, and I want to say these 2 people have been chittering behind your back is what I want to say. And the four of swords has come out of this. Just had a person on the phone who needed to chat because they wanted to end their life. Oh, Maureen. Is that who I think it is, Maureen? Have I read for that person? Because if I read for that person, I'll ring her. Because if that's who I think it is, I'll talk to her. I haven't spoke to her in a while, but I will talk to her. it's two ladies, Mandy, and these two ladies is a polite word I want to say, have been standing behind your back. Oh no. That's terrible. These two ladies have been standing behind your back, and the Four of Swords came out. So I feel like you feel as if they've been stabbing you in the back. Is the word that I wanted to say. Basically, I know who you're talking. Okay, as long as you can take it, I'm not prying, and I don't want to know. I've had enough drama in my life and to last me a lifetime, and I really don't want to know. But there's two ladies, and they've been concocting it. It's like they've been concocting these stories and trying to get people to believe these stories, and among it there's these swords, and they've been like stabbing you in the back as they've been going along. And I feel like you've cried tears over this. I do feel like this is something that at the time that it happened really did hurt you. Because I don't think that she comes through somehow, and Maureen, whoever the person is, maybe if you can organise, I'll do a private reading for them. Mandy, are you getting what I'm talking about here, honey? Can we hold 2 seconds just to see if I'm going where Mandy understands here? I feel like these two ladies, what I'm being given is pure poison. It's like, I don't know if this is linked to the same situation as Lorraine, but I feel like the same dark. I feel like one has led the other one into like the darker side. I feel like one has been quite significant over the other one and led the other one on, and the two people have like totally left you to a place where you've cried tears over this, and I feel like you've lost something that you never ever expected you would lose, if that makes sense. As long as it's making sense, because it's not making sense to me. If it makes sense to you, that's fantastic. But I feel like it has, there definitely has been a leading on of one over the other, and one has taken the other one completely to the darker side of things, and they've totally stabbed you in the back. Why I'm saying cried is I see what was the card I have here, Mandy, look, is these two here are stirring up pure poison with the swords, and I see you with your hands in your face. So if you've not like cried physically, you've got your head in your hands. If you're saying you're mad, then that makes sense. Like you would have your head in your hands, but you're like totally separated yourself from this. And what I want to say is you've come out the better person, because the other card that came out for you was this one, and it's you standing very proud, shining your light, and you've come out knowing that you have told the truth in this situation. Whatever the situation is, you have held fast with the truth, is what I want to say. And you've never wavered from that. You've stuck to your true self. It would have been very easy for you to have followed on and gone down. Yeah, it would have been very easy for you to have gone on and followed down that path, and I think at times it's easy for us all to kind of follow the wrong path, because we do get led by people, and we do take on what people say and believe what they say, and if they come across as genuine, we take that on and we believe it. And then whenever we find out that it's all been lies, it knocks the feet from below us. But I do feel that you're standing now in a place where you know who you are. You know that you're 100% in honesty, standing in honesty, and the light is shining on you. And you're in a far better place for it. I feel like even though you've lost maybe, or feel like you've lost something, I want to say don't even worry about that, because that loss so hard when you trust. Yeah, totally, 100%. I know where you're coming from for that, because I've been there. It hurts like hell. I don't want it. It's not that we decided to not say anything as we believe the truth will out. I've said that before, Lorraine. I think there's truth to come. I think the truth will bring itself out. It always does in the end. And I'm a firm believer of that. The truth will bring itself out in the end anyway. I don't think you'll have to say anything. I think it will come out. But just know that, you're in the right and your light is shining. Yeah, things will be calmer, things are getting better. You will see that, even though, bye Bernie, even though they were such a big part of your life or whatever, actually you don't need that. Your life's calmed down, you're happy where you're at. You've got people around you who really, really love you, and that's all that matters. You don't, again, I want to say, like with Lorraine, your friend group has maybe shrunk, is what I want to say, but the friends that it has shrunk to are ones who you could trust with all your heart, is what I want to say. And I'm being shown here something that I don't think I really want to go into, because it's kind of pulling me into it, and I don't all I want to say is that the person's lies at one time involved, so true, I think you needed to hear this turn. I just want to say at one point the lies that this person told involved me, and I'll leave it at that. I'm not going into that, because that's taking me down somewhere where I don't want to go. But what I'm being told there is that the lies involved me. And if that's the case, I don't want to know about it, because I'm in a good place now and I don't want to be going back to he said, she said, let's play games. I'm not into that anymore. I don't want to do that. So if they told lies about me, they told lies about me, and they'll, karma's a bitch, it'll come back and slap them with a big silly stick, so it will. I'm a firm believer of that. Karma will come round with 100-fold time and slap them back with it, so that will. I'm going to leave that with you, Emma, and I'm sorry they weren't really brighter, to be honest, but I feel like that's something, again, that needed to be said. I feel like you needed to know that these two people, stop worrying about them. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just leaving it. I'm not. It's not something that I want to go into. I'm not bothered, Lorraine. If they did, they did, and I'm not bothered. Say I'm in a good place. I've got myself in a really calm. My mentor Sandy really turned my life around and brought me where I am now. I'm in a lot better frame of mind. I have my family around me. I have a fantastic partner now around me as well. Life is good, and that's the way I want it to stay. Thanks, Emma. I do try, you know. So yeah, we still do the ghost hunts as well. I've had these lot on a ghost hunt with us. If you go onto the main page, oh, thanks, Mandy. If you can go onto the main page and scroll down a wee bit. Thanks, honey. You'll see the last ghost hunt we did. And when we came to the morgue, it was absolutely fantastic. You can actually see in the morgue whenever we're shining the green light towards the very end of the video clip in the morgue, you can actually see the two workers going about their daily lives as nice as you like, as if we weren't standing watching them. And me and Samuel were watching them through the green ultraviolet light. So Samuel does the ghost hunting with me, and then we take this lot along with us, and they love it as well, so they do, but we don't get out as much as we would like to, just with the way he works and everything. And I keep the grandson a couple of nights a week as well, which is makes it a bit harder to get out. But I'm going to leave my love with you. Yeah, it's on the main page, Mandy. If you just scroll down, it's not that long ago, because we were out quite recently, so it shouldn't be too far to back down the page to scroll back to. We had a fantastic night. A bit scary, I have to say, but we did have a good night. I'm going to leave my love with you all that are left here on the page. I will be back over the weekend, because this is Samuel's working weekend, so I will be back with you over the weekend. He's working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I will send picture. Yeah, send the pic to Jack, and you can show me, because I'll probably ring you after I get off here. So I'll say night to you all, and I will hopefully speak to you all soon. And do go and check out the ghost hunt, because it really was fantastic. Night all.